and he speaks through his heart. So, Justin Barrett, you've got the mic for 5 minutes.
Go on, Justin.
After that.
I'm going to use the accord today. I'm not a soft-hearted person. As people might know, the last time I spoke in public, I was suppressing through painkillers pains in my chest and my upper arms that indicated that I was probably having a heart attack the last time some of you were speaking to me, which I decided to ignore for a few more weeks. So I am not a soft-hearted person. I say that in advance, because I can't afford to be. I can't afford to be, but I deeply care about the Irish homeless. I deeply care about the Irish homeless, however they are defined. They are defined as those who are living in camps by the side of the streets in this country, not just in Dublin, but in Galway and Cork and even smaller towns than that. They are defined as the young people who cannot get homes, who are in their 30s and 40s even, who are still living at home with their parents. They are the working homeless. They pay taxes, but they do not have a home of their own, and they do not have a prospect of a home of their own. I don't care about our homeless in the way the left wing care about the homeless, as some virtue signalling nonsense. When you take on board the problems of 8 billion people across the planet, and you say everybody is equal and I care about every one of them just as much as any other, the reality is you don't care about any of them at all. Because you don't have to do anything for 8 billion people across the planet. But if you focus on the 16,000 people who are physically homeless in this country, then you've got to do something about it. And caring becomes real. And the left don't like to care when it's not for likes and retweets on social media. Yes. They wave Palestinian flags. And I'm not saying, nor would I ever say, that the behavior of the Israeli Defense Forces in Gaza is not a huge human crime. It is evil to its core. But standing on O'Connell Street waving a Palestinian flag isn't helping anybody in Palestine, and they know that. And they're not there so they can help the people of Palestine. They're there so they can increase their follower numbers on TikTok and Twitter and YouTube. And be thought of as virtuous in a way that does not demand of them to actually care enough to actually do something about it. And so when I say, as a not soft-hearted man, that I deeply care about the Irish homeless, that converts in my heart to an obligation to do something about it in practical terms. And that means that this government, who will stand on the world stage and talk about problems everywhere else, needs to take its actual responsibility for the fact, and we all know it, that youth in this country under this regime has no future, and the old age in this country has no security. And no government, regardless of its so-called democratic mandate, has a right to rule, has a right to govern, when it ignores its own flesh and blood. I care about the Irish homeless, and I am not apologetic in saying I care about them because they are Irish, because they are flesh of my flesh, They are blood of my blood. They are my relatives. And my understanding is, when I see somebody homeless by the side of the road, I know there are other issues just other than housing. I know there are addiction issues there. I know there are mental health problems there. But these are responsibilities of government too. We need to take care of our people because they are our people. When I pass a homeless person on the streets of Dublin or anywhere else in this country, my thought is, and I would suggest it should be your thoughts too, is there but for the grace of God. Why? It could be you. And so, why do I care? Because I believe that we have a responsibility to our own blood and to our own people. I believe in taking care of the national community because I believe, against all experience, I believe the national community would in the end take care of me and take care of my children if they were to similarly find themselves hard done by. So it is from a position of privilege, a great privilege, just privilege, that I have a home that I will go home to tonight. And I have a bed to sleep in and the roof over my head is my own. That I say this, that it is not good enough for me to lie in that bed and do nothing while Irish people in my country, blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, suffer in cold, in darkness, and in rain. And I will not tolerate it. And the message we send then to this government is not only the illegitimacy of any government on any claim while so many people suffer. I am telling them now that no matter how long it will take us, no matter how hard the battle might be, by God, we will have our home again.